So it's important to know where it came from. And I love history myself. I wanted to be a history major. My dad said, I'm not sending you to college to be a history major, pick something else. So I was a business major and ended up. That up here at the top right, that is Harvest Living now, and that is, correct me if I'm wrong here, Pat, that's the Grand Lawn. So that's kind of where they used to take off and land at. So that event used to be out there at Hartness Field, out there at Pelham and 14 area, and it actually was an FAA airport. And I'll just give a little bonus question. It actually was an airport identifier, SC5A. So Joe Knoll was Pat's buddy going up through Furman, and he was appointed to the NTSB, worked his way up through there, and he did pass away investigating an accident. So the annual fly-in was renamed the Joe Knoll. When came here, there was not a dam, there was not a runway, there were no events whatsoever. So it's important to know how the property changed hands. So Pat and Mary Lou did purchase this property, and there was a Triple Tree Aerodrome 501c3 nonprofit. There were two separate things. However, the important question I'd like everybody to know that comes here is who owns the Triple Tree Aerodrome? And the question is all of us do. All of us aviators, all of us in the aviation community, that is Pat and Mary Lou's gift to aviation. So they donated this entire facility you see here to the pursuit of igniting and expanding aviation. So what y'all are doing here is part of that mission. And then this new program we started earlier this year is called Base to Final. So in aviation, when you're coming in, you make a base to final turn to get ready to land. And so that's what we're doing. That's when all the excitement happens in a cockpit. It's pretty boring flying an airplane for the most part, except if something happens. But when you're landing, that's when it's exciting. There's lots of things going on, so we need lots of help and support. So that's what we came with our Base to Final program. These individuals will show up a couple weeks early and give us help and support to get ready for our events. Just some events that we have, we led into a little bit earlier, but the Joe Knoll event, we have over 10 events throughout the year, which is a pretty substantial number. We're running out of time to even have events, so throughout the year. We've got the Joe Knoll radio control, the Triple Tree fly-in, and Knoll in the fall, which is going on now. And then later on, I have some of these from our inaugural Uncle John's fly-in. So we have 2 general aviation events and 2 big general aviation events. Those are where you can sit in the airplane, and 2 big radio control events. Those are where you manipulate the controls from a radio there. But the Uncle John's flying was a new one we just did this year for the first time in honor of John. It's been a great success out there for us. The other thing to take away is our economic impact to the region is over $1 million. So those are people coming in, using all the facilities in the upstate, whether they're going out to Walmart, Costco, the liquor store says it's their busiest time of the year outside of things, including Thanksgiving and Christmas. So they put up signs outside that say, "Welcome Joe Knoll," when you come here. So, but what else we do? We do support the ACE, the Aviation Centered Education Portfolio. There are different programs inside of that portfolio. We can talk a little bit about them. We've got our young elementary school age. We get them started with some books to familiarize themselves with some aviation terms, concepts, stories. Radio control, that usually tries to happen twice a year, ages 12 to 15. And then experience, those are guys like me who've flown big metal all over the world and then transitioned back into general aviation. They're not used to having to talk to people and enter airspaces. So it's a very intimidating thing that the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association found out, for somebody to say, hey, I don't know this, after you've gone through 10, 20 years at a large airline, to transition back into general aviation. So that's a very good program we do there. It's a huge safety program. Outreach, we go out to schools, give teacher enrichment there. USC has done some engineering capstone projects here. And then we just started our summer camps for the very first time. Also, for the future here, we just are developing the Aviation High School Alliance in South Carolina. We're going to be kicking that off in August of 2023, and they're going to be doing a competition out at Patriots Point. But these are the inaugural counties with the schools who are part of this Aviation Alliance. We're really happy to give support to that along the way. And then that was where we announced our new Young Aviators fly-in in August of 18th through the 20th of 2023. Some other scholarships we talked about here, over 5,000 annually, 20,000 to date. many different stories here we can share. I'll just pick out two. So bottom right down there, Carly Jordan. So Carly is a young woman that came here and helped out quite a bit with our programs. She is in Georgia, Middle Georgia. Is it Georgia? What is it, Georgia?
Middle Georgia College.
Middle Georgia College right now in their aviation program. She just soloed there. And then top left here, Brian Williams. Brian came to us, and I'm also a huge race fan. So for those of you who know, doing a double-double. Tony Stewart ran 2 races in the same day. So Brian did a double-double. He soloed an airplane, a radio control airplane, and a general aviation airplane in the same day, which is pretty cool on what he did there. But we have lots of great success, and we know these young men and women will come back here and be our future leaders. We have developed kind of a pseudo junior board of our Young Aviators Council. So at some point in time, when those guys and gals mature in their careers, they will be asked to be on the board at a future time when they're leaders and contributors. The Young Aviators Council gives them an opportunity to learn and get all the mistakes out now, kind of like AAA baseball, so they can learn what to do, what not to do, and how to be great leaders for us in the future. Some other stories here just to share. Young man there, Ben Templeton. Ben flew to all 48 states over the last summer in the Cub, which you'll see out there, the J3 Cub, unassisted, had 0 ground support whatsoever. I've seen guys and gals fly to different places before with ground support. Ben did that all by himself, and that Cub because that airplane cost about $30,000 just to sit on the ground. That was not without it ever flying. So it was very unique and fun to have, but it's time, it served its purpose here, and now it's really serving its purpose and making sure the gift that Pat and Mary Lou gave us will never go away, which is a really cool thing. So I commend our board for the vision that they had on that and using that for a great purpose. So.
Where's your plane?
That's up there. I try to get it back. I got took off all right. That's the wrong.
Ooh, that's
Yeah, there he comes.
There you go.
I see him.
Right, turn, right, move it right.
I've got enough now.
Oh, come on, you gotta land it.
You gotta get it on the ground.
I'm a GCA operator, turn left. Turn left.
I was gonna try to land it, huh?
Don't touch it. He's gonna blow us the power. Control it this way. Move it left, it goes left, move it right, it goes, so move it left. And when you move it, then it goes.
There you
Power's
go.
back. Just let it settle.
Well, helping her.
All the things that are purchased when you, that are not purchased when you put on the wall over there. This is what we use for our toolbox right here. All these tools are on here so that whenever you have a vehicle over here that needs road, they just roll over it so it's convenient to put it down. And as I say, we can take care and repair anything.
T-Mobile, phone calls and everything, I get confused. Well, that was the thing, we had no electricity, no mobile, so we couldn't get in touch with anybody.
However, I got the place I couldn't get up on the wing. And if I got on the wing, I couldn't get out.